Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here I have a great article for you guys from the Business Wire. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys could check it out. So, this is an older article. This is a placeholder for this video. This is actually one of the solutions that T-Mobile for Business unveiled recently. So, I wanted to use that as a placeholder because that's going to tie into today's video. And I wanted to unpack T-Mobile for Business. They had a small segment during the earnings call, but they shared some pretty, or Kali Field, she shared some pretty significant numbers and success for that part of the business that I wanted to share in this video because it's a very important part for T-Mobile to grow there. They've been underpenetrated and they're growing in both parts of business. So I'll talk about that here in today's video. So in this quarter, the third quarter, T-Mobile for Business had its highest postpaid net adds quarter in business ever. That means ever. In the history of the company, this is their highest postpaid net add quarter ever. So that's a big deal. They were never able to compete in that part of the business as a standalone. They did a little bit here and there, but nothing really anything meaningful until now. Now it's really meaningful because now it's accretive and now it adds to the balance sheet. Also for the third quarter, it was their lowest phone churn quarter in business in history. So the churn is coming down. So the people that are joining T-Mobile for Business, they're staying longer now. And T-Mobile is able to retain them. So that's also a pretty big deal because before, as a standalone, T-Mobile's churn on business was much higher than what it is in the third quarter, and that's why it's the lowest churn in business history. Delivered once again and outperformed the benchmark competitor. The benchmark competitor is Verizon. T-Mobile disclosed that a few quarters ago. That is who that's who they're benchmarking when it comes to numbers, and again, they outperformed their competitor in Verizon. So that's a big deal. Verizon on business that's the pinnacle. That's what you want to reach. That's why T-Mobile has them has their eyes set on Verizon, and that's their benchmark competitor. So anytime that they can beat their benchmark competitor on ads on business and churn, they're going to point that out because it's a good sign for their business, and overall it means a bright future on that side of the business. Also, the highest enterprise postpaid net adds ever in Q3. So not only is T-Mobile growing on small business, SMB, they're also growing on the enterprise side, which was a lot harder for them to ever compete as a standalone. As a standalone, they would still grow some on the small business side, but never enterprise. They couldn't even touch that. They were used from enterprise to dictate pricing. They would say, hey, T-Mobile, send me a quote if it's cheaper, so I can present that to the carrier that I'm with, and maybe they'll knock off a few dollars. That's what they were used for. Now they're flipping entire accounts, and that resulted in the highest enterprise postpaid net adds ever in this third quarter. So they're seeing growth in all segments: small business, enterprise, government for business. They're seeing growth across the entire segment, and that's something that Kali Field mentioned during the call. She also mentioned something very interesting, and Mike Sievert also elaborated more on that. Price alone doesn't work anymore with enterprise, or maybe it never worked, right? Enterprise, maybe small business, you have some leverage on pricing. If you come in cheaper, you might be able to gain some lines there. But on enterprise, they disclosed very clearly during the call, they won't compromise on network and they need complete solutions. So you can't go to an enterprise and say, let me just get these 1,000 lines and everything else you leave on the competitor. It doesn't work like that. As an example, if AT&T goes to an enterprise, they provide the entire solution. That means it's phones, it's internet, whatever they need, tablets, smartwatches, whatever. The entire solution is provided. And it seems now T-Mobile is bringing their entire toolbox. When they're going to speak with CIOs for the large enterprise businesses, They're bringing everything. They're bringing the mobile lines. They're getting the broadband now with fixed wireless access for business, tablets, individual solutions, right? Like SaaS. And then recently they did a hospital. So they're providing now complete solutions, and enterprise is starting to switch. They had the highest enterprise postpaid net add ever. Now, I don't know. They didn't disclose a number. I'd have to check. It could have only been like 50,000, which wouldn't be a big deal. But it's progress for T-Mobile. So we have to take that into consideration because they've never competed in that part of the business. And enterprise, the large enterprise, they present great CLV. CLV is customer long-term value. So they're staying longer. So this is a big deal. Again, as I mentioned in a video yesterday, T-Mobile's not closing up shop today. People keep saying, they're not there. They're still getting going, and that's fine. T-Mobile is a share taker in the market. They're also now a share taker on T-Mobile for Business. And in the third quarter of next year, the numbers will be even higher. They continue growing in that side of the business. They disclosed they're very confident that at the current win rate, they get to all the guidance set forth by 2025. That's 20% enterprise small business, 20% rural, and 7 to 8 million with fixed wireless access. And as they guide conservative, they're gonna probably be above that. Very confident. Just like they hit 300 million pops covered with 2.5 ahead of schedule. They're, per the teaser that I shared with the members this morning, they're going to beat some interesting metrics that you guys will see in 2024 ahead of time. So just wanted to share that with you guys today. Another unpack. There'll be another one coming today or tomorrow. Just lots to unpack. I think it's good for the industry, good for competition. These areas that T-Mobile is competing in now, AT&T and Verizon have never felt any pressure to compete, to lower price, to do anything. So now we could see change from Verizon and AT&T even on the business side, because T-Mobile is now taking some share. So that's good to see, right? That's healthy. It helps T-Mobile achieve their financials. It helps them grow the balance sheet. So they're going to be competitive and aggressive, and we'll see if Verizon and AT&T at some point will have to respond. So make sure you guys stay tuned for more. Like, share, subscribe, follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.